Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Repeatable Revenue podcast. Today is a special episode. I can't tell you how pumped I am actually to really kick this thing off. Repeatable Revenue podcast. I thought this was the Sales Leadership Foundations podcast. Good question. It is, or it was, when we launched Sales Leadership Foundations, the original name of this podcast, we committed to 8 episodes. And part of it was I wanted to test podcasting out. I wanted to see if it was something that I'd stick with, test some different formats, and get all the right gear in place, all that good stuff. So we committed to the 8, and anybody that's worked with me for more than 5 minutes knows I will change things on a dime in light of data. If I'm marching down a particular path, if there's data that comes in that I trust and can validate that says we should be going this direction, I will change instantly. For the most part, I think is good in business, gives people that I work with whiplash sometimes. In light of the data that we've seen from the first 8 episodes, both quantitatively and really qualitatively, just the experience itself, we're going to change some things up. So the first 8 of these, we had some really, really fun guests, some friends of mine, some mentors of mine, really good interviews. It was a lot of fun. And the format of bringing people on from a sales or a leadership strategy standpoint, it was a lot of fun for me. I said at one point, I feel like I could, if this was my only job, just interviewing smart people, I could do this all day long. But that's not my job. We went into the podcast with some specific goals. And as you often hear me say, tactics follows strategy. And, the strategy going into this, the goal of this was not to have fun. It was not to be a learning experience for me necessarily, or learning from the people that I was interviewing. The strategy when we launched Sales Leadership Foundation was really 2 parts. Provide you, our audience, a lot of really useful, practical, and relevant information that you can use in your business and your sales organization. And the second part of that was to use the podcast to leverage my time to create more content. The first goal, I think we achieved. We have a ton of great information in the first 8 episodes to learn from, to listen to. And again, that was a lot of fun. And the format as a standalone product, in the way that I was doing it was good. But the second goal of getting more content for RJG and for the Repeatable Revenue program and community that we have, we weren't really creating a lot of content. Because for the most part, when you're interviewing other people, most of your good clips and the things that you want to cut up are going to be of the person that you're interviewing, which, duh. But we wanted to have a tool that allowed us to promote better and share better quality information about what we're doing as well, and it didn't really help us do that. So we're reformatting the show, and we're reformatting the entire process of how we're going about this, which I will actually talk about at another time. We're really excited about this new process where we'll take this new format. We have some really cool tools that allow us to be more effective and more efficient in slicing up content and then sharing that in a way that's incredibly efficient for us. So we're going to go through this a few times and then document it, and we'll actually come back and share what we're doing and how we're doing it. So here's what it's going to look like going forward. We're still going to be covering all kinds of sales and leadership stuff here. That's obviously my background. Even when I've been in CEO roles, it's still sales-centric, sales-focused. So we'll still be covering a lot of sales information, a lot of sales leadership and management information as well. But we're also going to speak more clearly to our target audience, candidly, which is the people that hire us, small and mid-sized business owners, CEOs of companies, small investor groups, and entrepreneurs that are looking to create repeatable ways to grow their business and get out of the one-off random acts of sales, as we call them, and look for systems and processes and more predictable ways of growth. And so that's who we're going to be talking to, which means not only are we going to be talking about sales and sales leadership and management, we'll also be talking about marketing, how to create your unique selling proposition, how to create a strong value proposition in general, organizational culture, all of the other things that go into driving sales. So if you've followed me on LinkedIn or you know anything about my philosophy on driving sales, you'll know I'm real big on systems. And fundamentally, I think driving sales out of your business should be treated like getting more speed out of your car. Both are outputs, both are the results of what a whole system is doing. And sometimes when you want to get more sales out of your business, a lot of times the answer to that isn't even in sales. If you don't have a strong, unique selling proposition, sales are going to suffer. If you don't have a repeatable way of driving leads and marketing your business, then sales are going to be volatile. And so you have all of these other elements that affect sales and how you're creating them and how you're converting prospects into customers. So we'll talk about sales, and we'll talk about those things throughout the organization that we call the growth system. We'll spend a lot of time unpacking how do you use systems and processes and strategies and tactics to make the growth system that is in your organization a high performance sales machine in a repeatable and reliable way. So the content a little bit will be different. We'll basically expand on it. And like I said, candidly, just talk more directly to the people that are hiring us. No sense in mincing words on that. The format's also going to be a little bit different. I'll still be doing some interviews. We'll have people on, but the guest selection isn't going to be exclusive to sales and sales management. What I'll be doing is looking for guests and looking for partners that we work with to come on that can speak about some of these things within the business, so that if you're an entrepreneur or small business owner and you're listening in, the guests will be speaking about potentially, we'll be talking about marketing or enablement and organizational culture and still the general leadership material and content as well. So we'll still be doing some interviews, but more of our shows will be like this. We'll be incorporating Q&A. We'll be incorporating Ask Me Anything stuff, general rants and riffs from me. Looking forward to kicking that off. So going forward, we may have some shows that are 10 or 15 minutes. We may have some that are an hour and a half, whereas before we had kind of a clean cut. It was about an hour on the dot, and we'll be mixing that up. We opened up a form that we'll share the link to in the show notes that you can use. If you have questions that you want to submit to me, if you're a business owner, you're CEO, entrepreneur, and you've been struggling to create repeatable ways to grow your business and drive sales, shoot me a question, and I'll be happy to answer it to the best of my ability on the show. So check the show notes for that, please. So really glad that you're still here. I'm looking forward to the new format, and I would love to hear what you think once we get going. Give it a couple episodes. Within a couple of weeks, you'll start hearing the new format, and shoot me a note, hop on the website, or shoot me a DM on LinkedIn. Would really love to hear your feedback and what you think so far. So thanks again, and until the next episode, we'll see you.